That is correct, YouTube. That is a brand new stadium being built in Dumbarton. It's only going to be called the Dumbarton Stadium, but it's going to have a capacity of 14,793. Yes, welcome to another episode of the Rising Nation here with Dumbarton in Scotland. It is episode number something or other, but I know it's the start of season 6. In today's video, we're going to have a chat about that brand new stadium briefly. We're also going to be looking at all the players we're bringing in to mount a title challenge after finishing second in the league last year. If you want to check out how that happened, go and watch the previous video. But without further ado, let's run that intro and let's get into what is always the biggest episode of the season where all the players are moving and grooving. Straight away, what we're going to do, YouTube, is we're going to break down exactly how the game views us as a team and, of course, the players that we have brought in to try and win the premiership this season. I think that's definitely the challenge for us this year. You know, finishing second and fourth, I think it's just natural for us to maybe push Celtic and Rangers, who I expect to, not finish fourth again this year, as close as possible in the league this year. However, understanding that, that's still going to be a very difficult challenge. And if we don't win the league but strive to go closer than what we were and bridge that 10-point gap, we're going to have a fantastic year no matter what. I will also say as well, 80% of you that are watching this aren't subscribed to the YouTube channel, so please hit that button and give it a like as well to help promote this to football managing enthusiasts like yourself. With that being said, we are predicted to finish 6th yet again this season. As you can see, the big UCL is next to us. I am not going to recap any of the results just yet. I'll do that in the second part. We are live on Twitch, and we'll do the Twitch plug in just a second. This is what the game recommends of our team, and there's definitely some people that you do not know that are in this side at the moment. But yeah, they reckon Greco at left back. I'm going to tell you right now, I have another left back that I am playing. Lickett, Consa, and a new right back who I'm going to talk about. Pretty much, the midfield four, that will not change. And Gerhardt and Sene instead of Sockler and Sene. I will say I have been playing Sockler as well. So straight off the bat, you can see, well, that's a brand new goalkeeper. And that's a brand new, that is a brand new right back. And there's a left back around. I have gone and signed a lot of players, is what I'm going to say here. I definitely have. Just quickly, looking like bringing in a new technical director, a general manager, and a technical director, as you guys can see here. Upgrading some scouting, and this is a page that probably doesn't get talked about enough in saves. I've worked hard getting as many of the best coaches as we can. Says Fabregas is part of our coaching. We have now the best coaches in the league, pound for pound, of anybody. But we need to still be improving the facilities. And if we go to club and facilities here, we got below average youth, but average training facilities. And if we go to club vision and board, you actually see that we have got the training facilities being improved. And in 3 weeks' time, we're going to go from average to good. The club's got a big stance that they don't mind the training facility work being improved, but they actually don't like us doing the youth. And they keep saying it's because we have so many of these young youth players. The only reason I've been signing as many of these bad youth players that we have is so that the under 18s have a team and can play. But obviously that seems to be a detriment to me. So I'm going to stop signing these really bad players and hope the board eventually will allow me to increase the youth as well, which is great. And we really need to obviously increase our facilities there. We have increased some junior coaching budget and stuff as well, which is good. But yeah, important to mention that. Now let's talk about these players here. Let's talk about these players, boys, because we have done a lot of work. And I mean a lot of work. I mean a lot of work on signing some guys. All our work coming in late into the season as well. Nothing coming in the early parts, as you can see here. On the outs, 1.4 mil is on the outs. And as you can see here, we've actually spent money on one of these players and the rest have come on frees. I still don't think we're at the level of the save yet where I can turn around and go, all right, we're going to spend big because I've only got a $2 million transfer budget and I need to keep as much wage as possible to be tying down some brand new to the current existing players to improve some contracts. And that's also the last part, what I'll talk about in this first part of the episode. On the outs, right, Dylan Hawthorne, who came in on a free. I'm about to show you Dylan. He came in on a free when we raided Northern Ireland, or their youth that was playing first team football. As you can see here, forward and determination, good marking and tackling, decently well-rounded mentals and physicals. Only 5'10", but I don't mind that. Has 5-star potential. On a free, he's now worth 1.7 to 2.8 million, which is superb. More importantly, Rafe Rovers have excellent training facilities, a really good facilities as well. So, yeah, great training facilities. Anytime that they make a loan bid for me, for one of my players, straight away going to send them there because they're at a better level than what I am. And they're one of the teams I would actually recommend for you guys to probably use in your Scottish saves. So Dylan Hawthorne, he's come in, he's gone straight on loan. Same with John Orsi. People will remember John from when we picked him up way ago. Main reason that I am showing you John is that I think with him playing, he could actually develop into a good Resi's player for us. And I think part of the process of making our youth being better is if we have a good Resi side that can hold their own in the Resi division and build an under 18 side that can hold their own in the 18s division, will eventually increase our level that players want to join at a younger age. The last one was more of a shock, and I didn't want to do it, but, you know, he had a release fee, and that is, say, Sachdev. He was picked up by Mal Rocker for 1.4 mil, which was his release fee. He was only on like 5k a week for us. I said to say, what contract does he want? And he goes, I want 20 to 25k a week to stay. Just in comparison, for anyone that wonders, our highest paid player at the moment is the new right back, along with Consar at 8.5 mil. And Mariba's contract is one of the players that I definitely want to mention. He had a bid accepted for his 1.6 mil release fee from Cremonese in the Serie B. We tied into a 7.5 year deal with a 20 mil release fee. Mariba's going to be staying for the foreseeable future. For me, that's probably the most important signing we made is re-signing Mariba. Maybe eclipsed by re-signing Sene, which we'll discuss later. But yeah, when say Sachdev wants that much money, you can go, mate, and I need a new right back. Let's talk about a couple of the other players. If you have a look here on the hot prospect, we got Trey Oberey, and he is from Port Vale in England. And as you can see here, he is our hot prospect. He can play left wing as well as up front and can probably play right wing as well. He's just very, very, very well-rounded for an 18-year-old player. You know, decent flair, decent physicals, has got some technicals. If our facilities keep improving, that's great. I expect him in the reserves to go and score goals and play well. 6'1", good left foot. Hopefully someone that if he develops into his potential is going to grow into a good to leading Scottish Premiership player. I love signing these sort of guys on frees because it's just easy to flip them for money. Dylan, you've already seen, but Lee Brennan, you have not, and I think Lee's the most exciting player in this list. 19 determination, good dribbling, and great physicals as well. You might actually expect to see Lee Brennan play some games for us this season. I think with the determination and that physicality, getting him game time might be paramount in the league, and something I will look to do once we secure where we are in Europe and seeing what sort of games that we get, if I can get him registered, which is proving pretty hard, but also getting him games in those weaker games in the league and in the cup might be important to aid his development, because I think this guy will become a Northern Irish international easily, but more importantly, 900k to 5 mil, he hits his potential, he's going to be worth plentiful for us as well. So those are a few of the youngsters we picked up on a free. These players moving along are players that I expect to impact the first team, Azet for Akram. And then we obviously talk about the player we spent money on. So Caleb Anson is your new goalkeeper, guys, and I cannot believe that we picked this guy up at all. He was on a free transfer from Norwich and Fleetwood. He has a no release fee in his contract, and when he joined me, he was at 2-star. And the reason he was at 2-star with a 4-star potential is because he averages 6.47 last year for Fleetwood, who nearly went down in League One. As you can see, he's 6'6", 107 kilos, and he's a big, big boy. He's got 17 aerial reach, 16 communication, 15 one-on-ones, loves a big reflex save, and I will say probably at 6'6", I wish his punching tendency was a lot lower, because I would like him to come and claim balls, which obviously Ferrian used to do. But punching, he seems to come for crosses, a lot of them, and just dominate in the air. He does everything that I want from a goalkeeper in this 4-4-2 system. You don't need to be the greatest with your feet. Still 10 passing's okay. But what you really need to do, mate, is be able to come, dominate your box, and make big saves. And at 6'6", he looks absolutely massive in the match engine. And I really like Caleb Anson. And I really think we've got a player that if he develops into his potential, which would make him a good to leading Premiership player, I think we're going to find that this is a guy that's going to grow into one of the best keepers in the league with those technicals. Cannot believe that Norwich did not play him at all. Nacho Di Giallo, people will know, obviously from Atlanta, has been on loan a little bit in this save, went to Atletico Palomino in the first division, played for Atlanta as well. So taking a big step back to come to Dumbarton. Why I've signed him is pace, pace, pace. That's correct. Pace, pace, pace. 15 pace, 14 acceleration, also got some decent technicals and mentals littered throughout. Just as a squad player, knew that he wanted to come in just to be a squad player. For me, when I need him to play right wing, if Lynch is injured or Lynch needs a rest, perfect. And I think we can train him to be on the left because he's got a good left foot as well. I just wanted someone that can also play, centrally too, as a bit of a backup. And Djali can be that more aggressive central midfielder if needs be too. I just think it's a no-brainer. I think it's someone you pick up on a free, has a decent year, and a club in one of Europe's top flight sides, like Italy or like going back to Spain or something like that. We'll probably pick him up for a couple mil moving forward, and it's just going to be an easy player to fit for easy profit. So there was the Jarlo. I'm going to do Ashton next because Robbie Gumney is probably one of my favourite signings. Now, Ashton Moore is a player that I've picked up mainly because of the potential he has, and he has the potential to hit it. 60 determination, very well-rounded physicals, a little bit, everything else is a little bit whatever. But he can pass the ball, he's got good technique, decent work rate, and can cross. And playing left wing as a backup winger, I think he's fantastic. Also think if he hits his development and his potential, he will probably end up going to the Championship or to the Premier League at some stage, which is going to be good amounts of money for us. Obviously, ex-Manchester City, I like signing guys that are ex-big club, youth proteges, and Ashton Moore was that, and I think he's fantastic. Akram Kahliel is a player that we actually scouted because we were looking at players that were coming up in our scouting, and he's someone that has a lot of great mental stats, very decent on the physicals, and doesn't have bad technicals. I don't really have a spot to use him because I don't know how we're going to use him, but I've basically just brought him in to go play in the reserves. The reserves use him how they want. I just think he's a guy that if he hits his potential could be really good, and if he doesn't, we sell him for 30, 50, 100k, it's still going to be profit no matter what we do. So I'm very happy to bring in Akram Kahliel, who is Syrian and probably become a Syrian international. Let's talk about the last two players that impact the first team, and they're both fullbacks. Robert Gumney's the first one, playing wing-back on attack for me, and I think he's fantastic, right? This is an upgrade from Sachdev. Has great physicals, doesn't have the greatest natural fitness at the age of 30, so he might decline a little bit, but that's okay. Has very well-rounded mentals with 15 determination, which I think is great to have the determination and him being mentally switched on. He also has got pretty good technicals. He can tackle, he can mark, and he can cross. The best part about all this, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is he has 16 long throws. 16 long throws. It makes me giddy. I found another one of those Rory Delap sort of signings. And with that being said, this guy is going to pick the ball up and throw it long into the box. We've already seen it cause chaos throughout our campaign so far this season. I think Robert Gumney is going to be fantastic and already averaging a 7 in the league. Lucky Last is a guy that we signed for money, and it's not really the greatest signing of all time, I'm not going to lie. The main thing is I look for a left back. It's the middle of August. I've not found one left back that is better than Vokins to come in. So what I've decided to do is take a punt. And it's our first punter to save, and his name is Konstantin Schonfeld. What I like about him is he's got great determination. He's resolute. He's also got good aggression, bravery as well. He's got great natural fitness, and his physicals are well-rounded. There's a world with our facilities upgrading him only being 18 that all his physicals, apart from strength, get to 15, and that's going to make him a great fullback to go up and down. Technically, he wanes, but what he does do is he's got great technique and good crossing. For me, he's an aggressive fullback. And considering that I expect my fullbacks to really bomb on in the 4-4-2 and really cause chaos, because we have two sitting midfielders, I don't mind punting on a guy like this. I think this is a guy that will turn around and surprise us. And I think this is a guy where those star ratings are going to be wrong. And if he hits some form and he develops, I think this is a guy that we're going to be able to sell for A, profit, but B, will develop into one of the better fullbacks in the league. I think 10 marking is not too bad. 10 positioning and 13 decision-making, where you can work the marking and the positioning and decision-making from minute 1, and everything else will develop. So that's what I believe our team is. Without doing absolutely anything else and discussing what was on the screen, that's pretty much our first 11, I think, as it stands. Is there a room for improvement? Yes, I do need to find a centre-back that can partner concert. I haven't found one yet. I did find one guy that I would like to bring in at centre-back, but my only issue with that is that he's 17 years of age. He's a Syrian international, 11 caps at 17. Look how well-rounded he is. This is someone you pick up for 1.1 mil. You end up flipping him for 15, 20, 30, 40 million. He's crazily good. He can't come until he turns 18. So with that being said, I'm not going to sign him now because in case I find someone that can partner. But what I might do is play the likes of Lickett and Ogilvy. And then in January, because this guy turns 16 in November, make that bid at 1.1 mil, get him through the door and make him our biggest signing, knowing that Trekawi at 6 foot with a decent left foot and a good right foot probably comes in we can develop a lot of these stats, and he's going to become one of the better centre-backs in the, maybe not the world, but definitely one of the best centre-backs in the Scottish League. With that being said, that is the plan. Those are all the transfers. That's a lot of talking. These episodes always are a lot of talking. We're going to run the Twitch intro. I'm going to get into playing this couple more games here in Europe, and then when we come back, we're going to recap how we've gone to start the Scottish domestic season, but more importantly, where we've ended up in Europe. Was it UCL? Was it the Europa League? Or was it the Conference League? Or do we bust out of absolutely everything? You, yes, you, follow me on Twitch. You watch all my content live and, of course, all the VODs for all your viewing needs. The Twitch is the place to go, and for funny clips like this.
Can you fucking shut up?
Pietro Pellegrini is a freak, Mum.
Honestly.
Pietro Pellegrini is a freak. And for the last part, YouTube, we are live on stream and we have just qualified for the Europa League properly. We received 3.64 million for getting to the Europa League through qualification, and our fixtures have been revealed. We have got, I could never pronounce their name, Druga Gardens, IF. We got Ghent away, but we welcome Juventus at home. That is correct. We play Juventus at home, ladies and gentlemen. That is monstrous. It might even be a live com because we get to play the old lady at home. Hajduk Split, who knocked us out of the Conference League last year, we get to play yet again. Sigma as well. Monaco at home. Fiorentina away. And Salzburg at home. I'm going to look at that straight away and go, well, we kind of need to win the first game at home. We kind of need to make sure we beat Salzburg at home. And Hajduk, we probably should beat on paper, maybe. And Sigma. I think there's enough there for us to get a few points. But obviously, these are home games against Monaco, Juventus. Playing a team like Fiorentina might be pretty difficult. I don't expect too much of us in the Europa League, but maybe, just maybe, we can sneak on through. Now, that obviously means we did not get through in Champions League qualifying. So let's go and get in the Europa League stuff for you right now. And the Champions League, we drew a very good Dynamo Zagreb side. We drew 1-1 in the first tie. We had 2.08 XG. They scored 39th minute. We probably did enough in the game to win, and I felt like we needed to win in order to go and beat them away from home. Unfortunately, Dynamo did show their ability to knock the ball around and really dominate that second leg. 70% possession. They played a 5 at the back system by memory, and there was nothing we could do. The likes of Totti, that used to play at Wolves, Mason Holgate, Tanganga, obviously there as well. Enzo Milot, who used to be a wonder kid on Football Manager. Great side. They're going to, I think they would have made the Champions League proper with the team they had. So, yeah, to come up against a side like that in the first round of qualifying, a bit annoying, but gave us a chance to focus on what we could do in the second round of qualifying. We played Antwerp, and we dominated at home. We won 2-1. Antwerp scoring of 0.47 XG. Yet again, another one of those games at home where we look down and go, just put a chance away, boys. Like, how hard can it be? And they seem to have responded. I'm not going to lie, boys. At 3-1, 52nd minute, I was like, oh, okay. Then they scored. I was like, you know what? Just go to the defensive 4-4-2. So I went to the balanced 4-4-2, and we proceeded to score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 goals in the balanced 4-4-2 and go absolutely ballistic. Seemed like Antwerp just in-game just switched to like the very attacking mentality, and they just had so many holes at the back, it was ridiculous. But Ashton Murr gets a little bit of a shout-out because he scores a very special goal. Even though he's playing left wing, he finds himself on the right-hand side and puts one into the top bin with absolute delight here, coming from, I think, a long throw or a free kick highlight. As you can see here, just in between a couple guys, and that is as bullet as it gets from the man from Manchester City. He's fantastic. Obviously, then we get through the last little round. We play Osijek at home, and we went and scored twice, a goal coming with 10 men. Lickett complained he wasn't getting enough game time, so in his first game, I said, okay, I'll play you more because I've got plans to buy a centre-back in January, so I need someone for now. He goes and gets himself sent off, so dumb. But as you can see, Mariba scored a pen. Sene scored with us being with 10 men. Schonfield, the new left-back, getting an assist. Good to see, and he's starting to develop too. And secondly, we played them away from home, knowing that as long as we didn't lose by 2 goals, we would be through. And we were the better side on the day. We did go 1-0 and it made it nervy. We did score very, very late with Sene And what that meant is that we're in to the Europa League, and that is where we will probably look to next, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is the Europa League. What a fantastic time to be a Dumbarton fan. The funds in the club is 12 million. I expect with a couple of wins we could improve that even more, and with more prize money, everything at the club is looking on the up. We've got some great players, we've got some potential transfers that I'm looking to do as well, and hopefully moving forward, we are going to be building a team and be looking to fight with Celtic at the top of the table. You might be thinking, Damien, how's it gone in the domestic competitions? Pretty straightforward. Beat St Mirren 3-0, beat Queen's Park in the Viaplay Cup set 4-2, and with a mostly rotated side against Livingston, we won 3-0 against 10 men, with Murr, Dejalo, and Joe Geldhart all scoring, with Anson with a good clean sheet, Lickett played okay, and Irving looked his fantastic best. And look, if that's happening and the rotation players are now starting to cut the mustard, we're fast moving from being a decent side in Scotland to being one of the best. And that is the plan. See you guys next time. Thank you and goodbye. And check out the video here. And check out the video here.